Welcome Gunters to another Gunlance video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak Update 2. This video is about two things. My first Embolden video and the demonstration of it fighting the crab event quest that gives you a heck lot of money. You can watch the full build after the hunt including decorations and curious upgrades. I just crafted this build and haven't perfected it. Except for the chest piece that gives you 2 skills, the rest is just 1 extra skill per piece. You have lots of different possible roles to emulate this build. Hermitaur is far from being one of the best targets for this build, to be frank. The only really weak hit zone is the face, and the rest is not too good except when it is enraged. But when enraged, this build shows its true power, and there are occasions where I'm able to deal 300 damage combining the damage of the poke and the shells. Even if it is poke shell focused, using erupting cannon and reverse blast dash is important as both as a good source of damage when hitting the worst hit zones or to move quickly close to the monster. I'm using dual paralysis palamutes even though the paralysis will only happens once because the bomb palico takes too much time to use the skills, and this crab is going to be dead in nearly 1 minute after starting the real fight. If you are asking me how I know when to capture the crab even if there is no blue skull, is just experience. After having run this monster dozens of times, I can know when it is about to croak since every try is very similar. I would like to make it clear that you can have faster clear times using a normal gunlance with a build focused on damage because how ridiculously powerful the normal full burst is, but my objective here was to make the poke shell viable to use even if it is not optimal. The biggest advantage of wide is being able to guard almost on demand, and the new skill Embolden greatly helps with this. This build makes use of 4 Violet Mizutsune armor pieces even though only the chest, arm and belt has Embolden. This is because the leg piece is ridiculously good with full flinch free, weakness exploit 2 and offensive guard 2. This goes perfect into this set since you can very easily activate the damage bonus with guard reload, and a 15% multiplier is something superior to attack boost 7 when active. The odd piece of armor is the Shagaru helm with Bloodlust and Coalescence. Bloodlust is here because it is an absurdly good source of affinity. 1 point is equivalent to critical I4 and with Gunlance is very easy to activate. Coalescence has synergy with both Bloodlust and Hellfire. Hellfire is almost always active because Embolden makes monsters enrage way more easily. And because that adrenaline is also almost always on. And finally, Chain Critical renamed as Burst is 1 point wonder very worth the slot. Altogether is the reason why the pokes can deal as much damage as the shells. Note that Embolden is equivalent to guard 5 and stacks with more guard. In case you are facing one of the very few monsters that needs more than guard 5, you can perfectly replace burst or 1 point of critical eye with 1 point of guard. The talisman I'm using is a not too special Wirebug Whisperer 3 with 2 slots. And the weapon is Corn Popper. Abysmal damage is equivalent to Corn Popper due to the minus 20% affinity being equivalent to the purple sharpness bonus, but Corn Popper has 3 more slots that allows for completing the build more easily without ridiculous curious rolls. For sharpness I usually use protective polish, but in this case we're using razor sharp allows the monster to die just when it drops to blue. Razor sharp is superior because save a couple seconds, but in a regular hunt protective polish would be better because lasts for 1.5 minutes and then about another half minute before the white runs out, while as you has saw here with razor sharp the sharpness barely stands for 1 minute. Another note is that I don't use redirection because it is hard to slot without optimal curious armor rolls, and I don't really need it with guard reload, and that I don't use silkbinds too much. A sad note is that the featured run was not the best I had, but I failed to be able to capture it. 1 minute and 10 seconds is very good since normal runs usually go around the minute. Wide never will be as good as normal damage wise, but heck if is not just as fun and aggressive to keep on the face of the monster negating all their attacks. Do you agree? Thanks for watching, and see you in the hunt.